Doing Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now guys, it just hit me about a few minutes ago. You know, 'cause we got all these people trying to fight. We got a lot of fighters out there. They're trying to unify the division. And they're being hampered by we know who. Right? We've been saying it a lot. You know, and it's just the sanctioning bodies kind of getting in the way, right? So, you know, and they have a reason. If we just do the math, let's just be real here. If you have a job and your boss came to you and said, hey, I want you to still work here, but I'm going to pay you a third of your money. And you'll be probably telling the man, I'll keep in touch, but I'm up out of here, right? So that's what's basically going on here. You know, if every sanctioning body has a champion, he has 3 title matches, if everything works out, a year, right? But if we have a unified champion, right, that champion has mandatories for every division or for every sanctioning body. So he would only be able to do your sanctioning body once a year in a good year. So that's probably why we're not having it. But that don't mean we don't still want it, right, guys? So we still want unified champions. So everybody that's doing call-outs and trying to be unified, we're down with them, right? So we might have to start doing something like ranking the sanctioning bodies, right? We rank everything else. Let's rank the sanctioning bodies, right? So we can kind of find which one is the most significant, right? And roll with that champion. So he can be the baddest dude. So we're trying to basically find out who's the baddest dude on the planet. So that must be the guy who's fighting for the sanctioned body that's the most renowned, the most recognized. And to do that, we're probably going to have to rank them to make them behave, right? Because when you're speaking of behaving, you know, who we going to do? If we got 4 of them, we want to rank them from 1 to 4. Well, let's look. IBF, right? Lately. You know, Julius Ndongo, junior welterweight champion, went over there, beat Ricky Burns, right? Just became champion a second ago. Got a call, wasn't in the dressing room. Got a call already from the IBF telling him he's gonna have to be the challenger, his challenger, Sergei Lipinets, or whatever his name is. I know his last name is Lipinets. 12 fights, nobody in the top 10, or probably not even the top 20. And this guy, he has to fight right away. Now, Julius Ndongo wants to fight Terrence Crawford, probably one of the baddest dudes on the planet. So a Lipinets, right, is going to get in the way of a unification fight in the junior welterweight division. That's the IBF, right? The IBF is also those who stripped Tyson Fury after beating Vladimir Klitschko, stripped him of the title because he was giving Vladimir Klitschko a rematch. Vladimir Klitschko, I'm saying that extra so everybody can hear it. This is a dude who's been ruling the division for 10 years. And he can have a hiccup night. And we should have enough respect for him to have a rematch, and everybody should be down with it. But the IBF strips him for a guy named Glaskov. Right? That's how they behave. Right? Right now, we're probably lucky the IBF is going to let Joshua fight Klitschko in a rematch. Right? Because they want to strip him because of Pulev. Kubrat Pulev, who hasn't fought anyone. I've told you how many, he's an average of 10 losses his last 4 or 5 fights. He's been fighting guys with an average of 10, matter of fact, 10 point something losses. And he's the mandatory to the extent of them saying, Joshua, you can't fight Klitschko, so we're going to strip you. That sentence don't sound right, and that does it. And that's the IBF. So they probably on 4th place. Now the WBC, Deontay Wilder wants to unify this and he wants to unify that, right? With the WBO, with the winner of Joshua Klitschko. They are telling him, no, you have to fight Stavern. Stavern lost to Deontay Wilder about 2.5 years ago, fought 1 time since against Derek Rossi, who has, I don't know, double-digit losses, right? Or a lot of them. Derek Rossi, man, we know him. But he's a good fighter now. He's decent. He makes everybody look bad. He had Bemarian Stavern on the ground. Stavern wins a majority decision, I think it was. Maybe even unanimous, but a closer fight, right? That's all he's done since then. He's the mandatory for Deontay Wilder, to the extent that they might even strip him if he tries to fight somebody else. So the WBC, what are you, on third place? Right? Now the WBA, I don't have to say too much about the WBA. Let's make it short. WBA, they got about four champions. They got what? They got the super champion, the regular champion, the interim champion, and something else that I'm probably forgetting. Right? So what are they? Second place? And the WBO, I'm not going to get started with them. All the other sanctioning bodies had a meeting about 2 years ago, or less, to try to figure out how we can unify and clean up the sport. The WBO didn't attend. So matter of fact, they take over fourth place. Can we put all of these guys on fourth place? You guys figure out who the best sanction body is right now, because they're all not really behaving. So let's keep our eyes on them. I told you guys I'm going to stay on this because they're the problem and it's not the boxers. We have to channel our focus. Y'all feeling me? Doing Sports Talk Worldwide, and I'm up out of here.